Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mike Fernandez with Arpent Realty. Some of you may have been there or may know last month for the St. Bernard Parish Real Estate Meetup, we did a newbie panel. So it was a panel on of some phenomenal panelists, some great guys on there, and it was specifically targeted towards newbies. And it got me thinking, I was kind of reviewing some of the notes and rewatching that YouTube video, and I wanted to make a video on what are the four problems you need to solve if you want to start investing in real estate. And this may be valuable, may be valuable for someone who's already in real estate, right? But this is specifically targeted towards the person who says, I want to invest in real estate. And I think this is specifically tailored more towards buy and hold long term, right? But I think a lot of this can apply to different strategies. But who says, I don't know where to start, and they get overwhelmed. In my experience, the number one thing that holds people back is paralysis by analysis. They see that there are so many problems to solve and so many things that could go wrong and so many things that they don't know that they never take the first step. So the goal for this video series, and this is going to be a five-part series, right? This first one is just kind of an intro. I'm going to walk high level through these, and then we're going to break down each one in its own video, right? But the goal for this is to simplify it and break it down into the simplest I possibly can, into the four problems, the four pillars, the four components, in my opinion, that you need to solve if you want to be a real estate investor, right? And those four things: number one, find the deal, right? We're going to talk about where you can find them, how you can find them, techniques, everything from MLS and working with an agent to literally driving around your neighborhood, finding a junky, beat up piece of crap house and how to get in touch with the owner. Two is going to be buy the deal, meaning financing, right? What financing options are out there? Which ones might work for you? Which ones might not? Some of them are a lot easier. If you qualify for a conventional loan, that's going to be the easiest way. But if you don't qualify, you're going to have to put in some work and figure out something a little bit more creative. Three is funding the deal, right? Because even if you get financing, people say, you're going to hear the gurus and all say, oh, you don't need money to invest in real estate. And while that is technically true, money certainly makes the whole thing a whole lot easier, right? So the more money you have, the more options you have. So it is possible to do with no money, but you're generally going to want to have some to start. I think it wouldn't be a wise decision if you're living paycheck to paycheck, have no savings at all, and you want to jump into real estate investing. Probably not a wise decision in my opinion and my advice, because one thing I always tell people is real estate is like a fire, and it is going to burn whatever fuel you give it. So if you have poor financial discipline and your personal finances are all out of whack, right? You're going to be throwing gasoline onto that fire, and it's going to expand and probably get worse. But if you have a really good personal finance situation, real estate can fuel that fire in a good way, right? So we're going to talk about the cash. How much do you need? What are the options? All that. And then lastly, and this is something that I don't think gets talked about enough, is operating the deal, right? So you found it, you funded it, you've closed, you got the money, you have this deal. Now what? Now, where do you get a lease from? Where do you find tenants? How do you screen tenants? All of those things kind of on the management side, as well as what's next, growing the portfolio, right? Even if you do this whole thing successfully, how do you do the next one? What's the next step? So that's going to be kind of four, operate the deal and beyond is probably what it should be. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be tremendously helpful for people that are just starting out in real estate. So, hey, I'm super excited. You'll see them come out probably the next week or so. I'll start dropping these new videos for each one. Again, a 5-part series. I wanted to avoid it being one long 30-40 minute video, right? Because I want to go deep enough into each of these topics that it truly is valuable and helpful. So again, part one is here, just the quick overview of what we're going to cover. And then stay tuned for the next four. The next one coming up is going to be Find the Deal. We're going to be talking about finding deals. So see y'all soon.